Hello, and welcome to another episode of Break the Cycle with me, your host, Joshua Smith. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Tuesday. It is Tuesday. I'm not on pain meds, of course, you guys know that, but I did twist my ankle very bad at work yesterday. And walking around in a walking boot, so that's really cool. Definitely hurt myself. I don't know if the welcome music is playing. I don't know that it is. If you guys hear the welcome music, let me know.
If welcome music is playing, give me some yep cocks in the chat.
Give Ryan over there some yep cocks in the chat if you guys can hear the welcome music playing.
It was playing last show because I rewatched it and it was playing. So
now it's just kind of stuck in its own little world over here, so I don't know if it's playing or not.
I think it is. I bet that it is.
If it is, it's very quiet. Let's see what happens if I turn it up a little bit. Yeah, I think it is playing. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, welcome to Tuesday shows, guys. I know we didn't do a show last week, but I've been having some crazy, busy stuff going on. Did we do one show last week?
I thought we did.
We did one
show last week.
We did one.
Yeah, it was Thursday.
Thursday or Tuesday?
I'm pretty sure it was Thursday.
No, I think it was Tuesday. I think we didn't do a show Thursday.
Oh yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't end up bringing food.
Right.
Anytime last week, so.
Well, our refrigerator went out.
Yep.
So that's been a problem we've been dealing with, and feeding the kids and stuff. We threw away some food. It sucks. But before we get too far into this, let's talk about some sponsors. Of course, we got toplobster.com, the man, the myth, the legend, my good friend and partner on Break the Cycle, where you can get this great Epstein Didn't Kill Himself bright purple hoodie that has actually given me the opportunity to talk about this situation with people in all kinds of stores and shit. You can get that for a 10% discount by using BTC at checkout, or you can join the Patreon, subscribe, start, become a member of the YouTube channel under all of our videos by hitting the join link. We can get into a private Discord server and get up to 30% off 2 weeks before it goes to the general public of all Topps new gear. Good stuff.
The Discord had somebody in the Discord was showing off their Japan trip. So that was pretty sweet.
Yeah. And you're wearing Better Call Saul.
Oh yeah.
Top Lobster shirt.
Yeah,
right?
one of the most ingenious designs.
It is really good. It is good. I like it a lot. And of course, executive producer of the show, Peace Hawk Coffee. Go check out Peace Hawk today. With this small coffee roasting business, Peace Hawk will sell delicious microbatch roasted coffee online while donating at least $1 of every pound sold to worthy foreign aid organizations like Yemen Relief and Reconstruction Foundation. While their initial focus will be on Yemen, Ethiopian coffees, they will also have some affordable Central American varieties available too. However, Peace Hawk will always donate at least $1 from every pound sold to worthy foreign aid organizations. When you buy Peace Hawk coffee, you're not only buying great coffee, you have a chance to support the economies of countries struggling against the effects of war, support stellar private aid foundations doing life-saving work abroad, support stateside peace activists like myself, like my good friend Will Hobson, who started this great company, and just about everyone I've ever had on the show. The name Peace Hawk will be the counter to the War Hawk, who is aggressively pro-war. This company will be aggressively pro-peace. Sign up today on the email list at peacehawk.coffee. You can get all about the updates about their wonderful varieties and all that good stuff, man. Definitely check them out. Definitely a business worth supporting. If you don't know Will Hobson, he's one of the sweetest, biggest hearted dudes in the world. I love him, and he is a solid anti-war activist, dude. One of the best. So
we love Will Hobson.
Bub, how you guys doing? Let's check in. Ryan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Excited to be here, and love doing the show. So
I know you do, dude. I hate when I have to send the chat and be like, man,
dude, I'm fucking lost when we don't have the show. Like my week just like it gets worse because I'm like, well, I have a bunch of free time now that I don't know how to fill it.
Great.
Yeah.
AJ, how are you doing, buddy?
Oh my God. Yeah, I have 2 kids. So yeah, if I'm off, I'm just being more efficient and getting stuff done around the house. So
yeah, I hit him AJ, and AJ's like, oh, well, that's cool. I get to cook dinner today.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm grilling tonight.
Yeah. And do you eat when you grill?
What's that?
Do you eat when you grill?
Oh yeah.
So you eat at your house, but you won't eat at my house.
Unfortunately, when you say the show's canceled, I'm like, yum.
Wow,
fat tonight.
Wow, dude.
And we've had a lot of cancellations, so I'm up about 5 to 7 pounds.
So are you telling me? So when I get my Traeger in the summer, because I'm buying a Traeger in the summer,
yes,
then you'll eat at my house when I smoke food before the show.
Oh, I gotta connect on the meat.
Okay,
we'll get some meat from Paul.
Yeah, because
Paul. You know who you are.
We're getting one soon.
Paul sells meat out of his trunk.
Nice, dude. Nice. Hell yeah, buddy. Ian needs a hobby. He does need it. You do need a hobby, buddy.
I have several.
He's like, this is a fucking hobby.
This is my favorite hobby, but I do have several hobbies.
Yeah. Well, I fucked up my ankle real good at work yesterday. I had to go in today and get x-rays and all that shit. They don't think it's fractured, but I tore the ligaments in that foot real bad on the same side from the same exact kind of roll in 2013. In fact, I planted to kick a bag and I turned my foot over. Like I jumped before I planted like a fucking idiot. I don't know why I did that. But I jumped to the left to plant to throw a kick because I don't even remember who it was that walked in the gym. Somebody big walked into the gym and I'm like, oh, I got to show off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I fucking like ran over to the bag and went to jump and I just I was on the floor. It was bad. It was way worse than this, dude. But I tore a ligament that runs down the side of my foot in 2 places about 1 inch apart. It was like really fucking weak, dude. Like really weak. And that was the injury that I never went back to an MMA gym after that. That was it. I did 3.5 months of rehab on that foot. It was really fucked up. And I never went back into an MMA gym since, not once. I did play a season of semi-pro football since then. And I did pretty well. I would be sore, but that was it. But then I just exacerbated it because I was looking at my clipboard coming in 3 stairs. That's it. I stepped and then I went to step and I thought I was at the bottom already, but I was not.
We got to work on this story.
Yeah. It's not a cool story.
Yeah. I think the story, you need to come up with something.
Yeah. Something cool.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. I agree. Fuck it. Whatever. Not a big deal, bro. I don't give a shit. Guys, we got some serious stuff to talk about tonight. I don't necessarily even want to revisit the shit that happened yesterday in America. It's fucking gross. It's disgusting. I'm tired of hearing about it.
Yep.
Honestly, I'm fucking tired of hearing about it. I won't be saying any mass shooter's name on this fucking on this show.
No. Don't name him.
I think it's despicable that these fucking loony bins just keep killing children. And I want to be clear that I don't give a fuck what side you're on, right? Like we're going to talk about what side this shooter was on.
Yep.
We're going to. Because it needs to be, I need it to be clear. I need this to be fucking clear. But at the same time, I don't give a fuck what side you're on.
No.
If you have some kind of fucking death wish, then do yourself in, dude. Do not take out fucking tiny little kids just so you can get some kind of fucking notoriety, you piece of fucking garbage, dude.
And thousands of people have taken you up on that offer.
Yes.
They do. And the number's been going up every year. And that's horrific too. But there is kind of I don't know. It's kind of dark to think that, but they're not taking anybody out with them. They're sad, depressed. Right. They're in a hole they can't get out of. And at least it's just them.
Right.
But these people that go in and want to take our children with them, yeah.
Well, we need to talk.
It's hard to say good and evil. We're going to get into that.
We're going to get into that. But we need to. This specific incident needs to be talked about because it's always mass shooters are always blamed on the right wing, nationalist, Christian. Like it's always blamed on those people, right? Let me tell you something. There's, and okay, maybe I do need to say a name or two just to differentiate here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
don't say the current shooter.
Dylan Roof was a piece of shit, absolute piece of shit, who killed Christians.
Yeah,
at a fucking church. Okay, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck what side he was on. He killed Christians at a church. I don't care what color they were. He killed Christians at a fucking church. He's a piece of shit, right? But we need to talk about this because we're constantly hearing, and you guys probably noticed the title of the episode tonight is Christian Genocide. Okay. Now it's obviously some tongue in cheek, a little bit of hyperbole there, right?
Right.
But at the same time, is it? Because every communist revolution in the history of the world has had to kill and excommunicate Christians to get their God installed, which is communism, collectivism, right? Mm-hmm. And I talk about this a lot on Twitter, that, to be a successful despotic nation and communist nation, you can't have Christians, because Christians don't buy into the collectivist bullshit when it comes to government, right? When you serve the highest of all kings, there's no government that can take that place. And they know that. They know that when you believe in God and you have faith in an afterlife, and you know that being a good person and a moral person is going to help you get there, you don't need a government, dude. You don't need to depend on the government. People on Twitter were getting mad at me going, hey, it's the same thing. It's just a tool to control the masses. No, it's not, bitch. No, it's not. There's free will in Christianity, dude. 100% you have free will. The guidelines are laid out for you. If you want eternal salvation, you'll ask Jesus Christ into your heart. Everyone's a sinner. We know that everyone's a sinner. Okay. But you do have to ask Jesus Christ, allow Jesus Christ into your life and try to live the best life you possibly can in the eyes of God, right? Nowhere in there do they put a gun to your head and say, if you don't believe in Christianity, you're going to die right now, right? Now, in communism, in years past in history, you're going to go along, or you're going to die, or you're going to be excommunicated, like the Orthodox Russians in Russia were excommunicated and killed at a very high rate for not going along with the communist revolution. They wanted to have their own little villages, and they didn't want to deal with government. They didn't want to be part of communism, and so they had to go. They had to go. It's the only way. And so this has been going on for years. Now, I'm not going to say Christians have been perfect, dude. There's been, and this was another thing, is like, well, kings of the past have used Christianity to control people too. Okay, those were kings. Those were governments. There is no king above Christ. Okay, so those were governments. It was the same thing as using religion in the same way that you're talking about doesn't exist. You can't say, that, oh, well, they used the religion to do the crusades. Okay, they were wrong. God didn't want anybody to go around and mass murder people that wouldn't believe in God. Nowhere in the Bible does it say to do that. And those are our texts. This is what we base our life off of, right? Like, these are the things that help us guide our principles as Christians. Nowhere in any of those books does it say we have to go out and slaughter people who don't believe in God and Jesus. Nowhere. Not anywhere. So it's not the same thing. You cannot equate the two. But I need people to understand that this shooting yesterday was at a Christian school, okay, private Christian school, grades 1 and 2. I don't even think it was 2. I think the youngest preschool.
I think it was second grade. The victims were 9. All 3 victims were 9.
And then
so that's first, second. That's like 3rd grade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are babies, dude.
Yeah, it was like 1st through 3rd grade or something.
These are little Christian babies, and so
those Christian schools were like the schools connected to this church. That's what type of place this was.
So here's the thing. So we never ever in the news ever, and they don't even really talk about it in your history class or none of it about Christian genocide, right? And like how many times despotic governments and communist revolutions and things like those have tried to commit genocide on Christians because they can't get them to go along with the collectivist motto, right?
Well, Paul was, he was a government leader, I believe, before he got converted, and he was trying to orchestrate a Christian genocide.
Right. So here's the thing. This is not something that we're taught in school, but every single day on Twitter and Facebook and the news and independent journalists, we're hearing about the trans genocide. It's something that we hear about every fucking week, constantly. Okay. So, interestingly enough, Jeremy Kaufman, who we've a good friend of the show, my good friend, I love Jeremy. He made a post on Twitter today and said that, that the thought that trans people need to be worried about white Christians is not just a conspiracy theory, or he said it's just a conspiracy theory. He said it's not the amount of trans people who were killed in 2020 and 2021 by Christian white people is not just low, it's non-existent. It's not happened. Not a single trans person was murdered by a white Christian in the last 2 years. In fact, yesterday, a trans person killed more white Christians than white Christians have killed trans people in over a decade. In over a fucking decade. Okay?
Yes. I retweeted that.
Thank you. Yeah. Now,
okay, so to play a little bit devil's advocate here, what the lefty argument against that would be is, white Christians want to shut down gender affirming care, which the left firmly believes is a medical necessity, and there will be
but it's not
massive waves of trans suicide if they don't have access to that care. So in a sense,
there was massive waves of trans genocide with gender affirming care.
Oh yeah, they're way off base with it, but that would be their.
We're not going to
argument.
use false arguments on this show. I don't care if it's devil's advocate or not. Fuck them. At this point, okay, gender affirming care it would be the same as schizophrenic affirming care, or you know what I mean, psychosis affirming care. There's a mental illness that needs to be addressed, but affirming the mental illness without any other interventions whatsoever is not healthcare. Is not mental health care. It's not. It's literally like when you're a child, okay, when you're like 7 and you throw a fucking huge fit because you're not getting your way, and your parents just go, okay, we'll do the thing that you want us to do because we don't want to deal with your emotional. That's what a gender affirming care is. It's the same fucking thing, dude. It's kowtowing to emotional abusiveness, dude. You know what I mean? You don't see, listen, every 4 minutes a vet commits suicide? A veteran commits suicide? Yeah, 21 a day.
Yeah, something like 21 a day.
So like every couple hours.
Yeah, almost.
A vet commits suicide. Okay? You don't hear about this shit on the news. They're not forcing that down our throat going, we need better affirming care for vets. Fuck no, dude.
If you do, it's a blurb. It's like a little soundbite.
It's usually from some nonprofit. That's it. You don't hear that from the fucking
or a politician trying to be elected.
A politician trying to be elected.
Imagine PTSD affirming care.
Exactly.
Yes, there are bombs going off around you. You are under fire right now. Get under the fucking desk right now.
I need to be serious here. Like, I need to fucking really be serious here. First of all, God bless the people that lost their lives yesterday. It's a fucking terrible tragedy. It's a terrible tragedy every time one of these things happen, dude. Okay? But this is where we are as a fucking nation right now. That our news is pushing a fucking false narrative to the point of where babies are being murdered at their Christian school, dude. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. Arm yourselves, dude. Do not get caught slipping, because it's not going to get better. It's not going to get any fucking better, dude. It's going to get worse. This is just the very, very, very beginning. The very beginning of it's like the very tip of the iceberg, dude. Because this trans shit, this division that they're trying to push with the trans, what I don't even know what the fuck you call it, trans culture fucking propaganda is not good, dude.
Well, it's transhumanism.
No,
it's transhumanism.
No,
correct?
transhumanism is about merging with robots, buddy.
Well, this is definitely part of it.
No, it's completely different.
It's different. It's like when I was growing up, the emo wave, except with some sort of fucking moral perceived righteousness behind it.
Well, it's just that
I see it as socialism to communism. I see it as transgenderism to transhumanism.
No, I can't agree with you there, buddy.
Okay.
And I'm not I'm anti-transhuman too, right? So like listen, dude. The transhuman thing, we're really getting there with the AI stuff.
I don't know if I'm against the transhuman stuff.
I am.
I just don't want to be like Dylan Mulvaney, transhuman.
He's not transhuman, he's just trans, dude. That's completely different.
I don't even think Dylan Mulvaney is human. Let's be honest. That's a
robot.
fucking alien. That is an alien.
There's a conspiracy.
That's like the fucking one like cockroach dude from
I need to get back
Men
on
in
track
Black.
here, Ryan. You keep throwing me off. Listen.
Put a pin in that though.
Yeah, we'll put
Dylan
a pin in
Mulvaney
it.
could be a psyop.
I love you. You're wrong though. Okay. But I don't like the transhuman stuff either, because it's what
I take that back. I may be misremembering that.
Well, I just listen. I fucking Teddy K was right about some stuff, and that's where we're heading with the social media aspect of stuff and the chat GP and all this stuff.
Unabomber.
Yeah. So listen, So listen, dude, this is this is just the beginning. Okay. And this is what they want. It's what they want. But they didn't want that side to be doing it.
No.
And now they have that side doing it.
That was supposed to be a right-wing cisgender male doing that.
Right.
With a pistol AR. It's about to go, but 30 days away, I think we are. Right. 30 to 45 days away we are from 40,000 new felons in the United States. I think that's who that was supposed to be. That was supposed to be, look, that's why we're banning these things.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
But instead it was a
Strip
woman. It was a woman who decided to start taking testosterone as a man and become a man. And walked into a school full of children and started shooting them. She used to go to that school. She went to that school. Apparently, there's a whole manifesto where she brutally outlines all of her intentions.
Yes.
Here's the good part.
Why didn't she go to the other school? Did you hear that? She didn't go to the other school because it had too much security.
Yeah, that makes sense. But here's the one silver lining of this event was we didn't have a Uvalde situation. I don't know if you've watched
the body cam is boss. You want that cop to show up at your kid's school if there's a problem. That's the cop you want. I need 3.
Yeah.
He was ready to go in by himself. And was like, shit, I'm on body cam. They're going to see me going Rambo.
He was right.
I need 3 now. Let's go.
Yep. And
it was great.
They went in, and it was 17 minutes from the phone call to the time that she was dead.
Yep. They heard the gunfire, and those specific cops knew exactly what they needed to do to fix that situation. And they fucking did it. And it was great.
And I hope that the Uvalde police from the Uvalde that were part of it, I hope they watch that body cam footage and realize how much of a fucking bitch they are.
Shriveled to nothing.
Yeah.
My understanding is a good friend of the shooter received a message several hours before.
I've seen the message.
Yeah. And the friend reached out to the police about it, so I think the police had.
But she didn't tell her where she was going. I read the messages.
So I think the police had some sort of awareness.
Right. They were on alert.
Yeah, they were on alert that something like this
but
might go down.
She didn't outline what she was going to do. She just said that some bad things are going to happen and that she has to die. And I read the messages. But yeah, I hope that the Uvalde police get to watch that. I hope that they show that to them once a day for the rest of their fucking pitiful careers. They didn't try to arrest no parents for running in. They ran in themselves. They did not stop once. They cleared every fucking corner till they found that person.
And the specific officer that appeared to take the shot that took the shooter down initially had an AR-15.
Yep.
Right? Unironically. And the other officers, the other body cam guy had a handgun.
They were handguns.
They went in with handguns. Yeah. So Uvalde can take some notes there. Yeah. You don't need a shield or a Ram van to go in and take somebody out.
He went in.
You have to be willing to do it.
He went in with flashlighted, iron sight, handguns, dude.
Yeah, the guy in lead had a LPVO, so he had a low power variable optic. It was probably on 1.
Yeah,
it was close.
So I just need people. I want people to understand. Like, I want people who are watching this. We're not going to do a long show tonight. We're only going to do 45 minutes or so, but I want the people to watch this or hear this to understand that this is not going to stop. This is just the beginning. Like with the white nationalist mass shooters, they're only going to be emboldened. And they're being emboldened by the fucking propaganda machine. The corporate news media is doing this on purpose.
Did you see what the president said about it?
No, I didn't.
The president came out and claimed that the shooter used 2 AK-47s.
Yeah, well, she definitely didn't have an AK-47.
So the fucking president of the United States is fucking aggrandizing this shit to try and get gun control legislation passed.
Well, of course, dude. They'll never ever let one of these situations pass without trying to use it. But here's the thing, dude. Okay, here's the thing. Did you see her room? Have you seen the pictures of her room?
No, I haven't. No, I have not.
So in her room was hanging the rainbow flag, of course.
Anime.
Next to there was an anime flag hanging there. Next to a United Nations flag.
Jesus.
And then
H.
and
Christ.
then a Democratic Socialists of America flag right next to that. Oh shit!
So we don't like to politicize these things, but that was on your team, guys. That was on a definitely left-leaning side,
without a fucking doubt, dude. Without a doubt.
What do you think the manifesto is? We can speculate. The manifesto has not been released.
I'm sure
what do you think the manifesto is going to say?
I'm sure it's going to talk a lot about microaggressions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how fucking bizarre it is that we have all of this footage and just pretty much complete transparency around this whole thing within 48 hours, and we still don't know jack shit about the fucking Vegas shooter?
Oh, don't get me started on the Vegas shooter, dude. We're not allowed to talk about that. We're not allowed to talk about that on YouTube first.
We don't have enough
They
time.
will literally boot you off YouTube for even bringing it up. Yeah. And we'll never get information on that because there was just something so fucking sinister that happened
in Minecraft.
Yeah, there was just something so sinister that happened in Las Vegas that we're not being told, that they'll never ever release that. We probably won't know what happened truly in Vegas until they declassify every single document in like 70 years, dude. And then we'll find out about it. And by that point, just like every other declassified psyop, no one will give a shit. No one will fucking care.
Yeah. We did.
Something very fucking sinister happened there. Because if you legitimately go and watch all of the footage from like people being interviewed around the scene,
the helicopter,
oh dude,
the helicopter tag that goes off,
so fucking clear,
the law enforcement
dude.
chopper that goes off radar and then comes back on, like
it was so clear, bro, that I mean, it was such an op, dude. Like I couldn't even believe it, dude.
I mean, I can't look too much into these things because I just get so fucking disgusted by it. Like, it's just gross.
Oh,
I mean,
I got a PSA about this whole Nashville thing. Considering that this was in a school, considering there was no armed security inside the school, but the shooter shot the door open. So it was a locked door. There wasn't a door propped open, somebody smoking a cigarette. It wasn't like that. So PSA, when you're out in public and you see a sign that says gun free zone,
don't go there.
Be real vigilant. Okay?
Well, and here's
be real fucking vigilant.
Carry a
if
gun.
Carry a gun.
Give a fuck.
Arm up if you're comfortable to do so. Arm up, protect your family, do everything that you can within the law and maybe even not without it to protect yourself. But if you're in a place that says gun free zone, head on a swivel, dude. Because you're a target.
No, first
you're
of all,
a target.
One of two options here on a gun free zone. And I'm going to be very explicit about this.
Sure.
Either A, don't fucking go there. Don't take your family there.
That's almost everywhere, dude.
Or like me, carry anyways.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if there's a gun free zone.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Absolutely.
I don't
Guys,
care.
I'm not a lawyer, but carrying a gun free zone, I think they just catch you and tell you to take it to your car. If you're in a mall, the mall's a gun free zone. If you're in a mall and you bend over, someone sees your gun, they freak out. Mall security is going to show up and say, "Are you carrying?" "Yes, I am." "Please take it to your vehicle. It's against the rules."
And at that point, my family and I leave.
Yeah. If you're not threatening someone, you're not drunk and angry and in a fight, they're just going to tell you to take it to your car.
Yeah, it would be really funny. Like, okay, so we bought Julia's gun from Shields at the mall. And it would be really funny for the mall to tell me, "Oh, you can't carry your gun in a constitutional carry state at the place we bought the fucking gun at."
Right.
So, and I'm going to carry no matter where.
How does that work? Because Shields has an entrance directly outside. Are you supposed to leave Shields?
You have to leave and go put the gun in your car right after you buy it. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
So I went out there and loaded up the magazines and put it in my hip and then walked back into the mall. I don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna carry everywhere, especially in Iowa, dude, where we have the legal right to carry.
Yeah.
That's it. You can't tell me not to carry my gun. It's concealed, bitch. You don't know it's there.
I don't think a gun-free zone works. Does that work? It doesn't.
It does. Not only does it not work, it doesn't fucking matter.
It's just a suggestion.
It's a suggestion, and it's just like the mask thing. It was the same with the mask during COVID.
Right.
They'd have a fucking sign up said, "Please wear a mask in here." And I'd be like, "No."
Yeah.
And I just walk in. It doesn't fucking matter, dude.
No.
Like I don't get. Listen, you live in a state that is a constitutionally protected state to carry a gun in. Period. Plain and simple. Okay. If you're not a federal government building, I'm carrying my gun, and I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Yeah, this is obviously it's internet. It's going everywhere. We're in Iowa, everybody.
Yeah.
We're in Iowa, USA.
I don't live in California.
So in the state of Iowa, in the United States, we have very good freedom around our gun rights. So you can carry anywhere. You can carry a pistol. You can carry a rifle. You can carry it openly.
You can open or
you can open carry.
Open or conceal.
However you want to carry that fucking thing around, you're constitutionally enabled to do that. Protected.
But my advice to you is arm up. Arm up. That's it. There's no more reason not to, because this is just going to get worse. And listen, as a Christian white person with a big family, I know for a fact now that there's people who want to kill me just for those things.
Yep.
Just for those things. And I'll tell you what, there's been a lot more white Christian people murdered over the last 10 years than there have been trans people, dude. Okay? And now we got trans folks that are with this, what do they call it? Trans vengeance or whatever the fuck they've been talking about now. Have you not seen that shit?
I've seen a little bit of that. I think that's just some niche bullshit on
It's not
TikTok
niche, bro.
for
You think
for
it's
now.
niche bullshit and some trans person just walked into a Christian school and smoked 9-year-old
No,
girls?
I don't think it's any sort of anywhere approaching a majority of the kind of
Listen to this.
alphabet mafia
Listen to this.
community.
In 2020 and 2021, there were 39 trans people murdered in total. In total. 20 of them were killed by black guys.
Right.
15 of them were killed by Mexican guys, and the rest were killed by their partners. I think there were 3 that were murdered by the 3 trans people that were killed by the cops.
Right.
Not a single one of them were killed by a white Christian person. Not one. Not fucking one. 39 people. That's it. In 2 years, 39 trans people. There's no trans genocide, dude. There is no trans genocide. There is zero trans genocide going on right now.
I
Zero.
mean, is this just the new cops genociding black people narrative? Is this just a jump to that?
It's always got to go. Listen, with these narratives, it's always got to come to genocide. It's the only way they can get people to, oh my God, they're killing those people. We have to support them. No, they're not. There is no trans genocide. It's all a fucking farce. It's all fake. It's all propaganda being told to you to split you up from whatever it is and keep destroying relations in the United States until people are shooting each other at fucking school, dude. At fucking school. There is no trans genocide. There's no black genocide. There is no genocide going on in the United States right now. Zero.
Unless you want to go to the abortion debate.
Well, okay. There is a baby
Then
genocide.
there's
and
some
it's been happening
genocides.
for many, many decades.
There is a black genocide.
Yeah,
It happens at Planned
It happens at
Parenthood when the
Planned
mom
Parenthood,
walks in and says, "I don't want this baby anymore."
That's true. That is if you really want to talk about genocide numbers, that's where it's happening.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to talk about that.
And I'm pro-choice.
Yeah.
I'm pro-choice.
I'm
But
not.
I'm just saying, obviously, I can tell you right now,
I'm no
if
longer
you want to talk
pro-choice.
about lives going away, that's a big part of
I
it.
am no longer pro-choice. And I am unapologetically pro.
Oh no, that's fine. And
Pro-life.
I'm a peaceful pro-choice guy, so I'm not gonna egg on people that are pro-life or that you want to. Even if you'd want to outlaw, I guess I'd be against outlawing abortion. If you said you wanted to outlaw abortion, I'd have a debate with you. But if you're just like, yeah, I don't believe in it.
Yeah, I want to
fine.
outlaw the way
Okay.
I want to outlaw it the same way murder is outlawed.
Right.
Yeah.
I would disagree, but
I
I'm not
know.
going to get crazy about it.
Yeah. Ronwell, good friend of the show, good friend of Twitter for a long time. What's up, Ronwell? $2 super chat. Yes, I can wish you a happy birthday, Ronwell. Happy fucking birthday. How old are you now? I think you're pretty young, right? Like 19 or something, 19 or 20. But yeah, thanks for always supporting us, man. We really appreciate you, Ronwell. You're very cool, and thanks for the messages on Twitter and stuff like that. I know I get a little busy to send messages back to everybody all the time, but it gets kind of crazy on social media for me. But yeah, I'm just mad, dude. I'm fucking mad. Am I right? You know what I mean? Like I've always been mad about these school shootings, right? Like what kind of fucking terrible piece of shit is going to walk into a school and kill children, dude? I mean,
A psycho.
you have to think.
Do you think it's evil, right? You think it's like
Of
an
course
evil
it's
thing?
evil.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that the act that person did was an evil thing to do, right? I'm very careful about labeling something evil or good because I don't know if those absolute things actually exist. I think it's all about your perspective and what you're actually seeing happen. I think there's evil in the world, okay? I think there are evil things. I'm just wondering if you could call that an evil person. I don't know. I think it was a mentally disturbed person, I think they answered the call for an emotionally disturbed person. And I think there's another diagnosis that this person had. Panic disorder or something like
Yeah,
that.
I have that too. And I walk around with a loaded gun.
Yeah, there you go.
Day. And guess what? I don't go into schools and shoot children, bro.
So are we gonna have a conversation about whether you answer a question when you're buying a firearm about this? Is there gonna be a box that you have to check if you're transgender? Right. Is there a box that you have to check if you've transitioned genders?
Well, I mean, listen, if you're taking testosterone and you're a woman, obviously it makes you a little unstable.
Well, that's the thing.
You know, you say there's evil, like you say there's evil things. Yeah, if walking into anywhere and killing innocent children is not evil, then nothing is.
No, I'm not saying that's not evil. I'm saying the act is an evil thing. We witnessed an evil act, right? We witnessed a fearsome evil act. Calling the person that did that an evil person, you got to be real careful about doing that. That's all I'm saying. You need to be real careful because that's this very slippery slope.
I disagree.
It's a slippery slope.
I think that
this person
something that is
looked children.
Hey.
Yeah.
Every time I go to talk, you cut me off, Ryan. Stop. Fuck, dude. Listen, if somebody is willing to do that, they're evil. They're shitty evil. They're the worst of the worst fucking evil. If you can go and take children's lives, you're a piece of shit, evil, vampire potbelly goblin, dude. That's it. Period. In my opinion.
I had no problem with every adjective you used except for evil. I'm like, is it evil? Is that person evil? It's an evil act. They did an evil act. I know. I'm just saying people do evil acts and then they reform themselves. Like you can become a better person. It's true. I believe in that. People can become a better person. You can murder a person in a heat of passion, maybe even cold-blooded murder. And I think that person can realize what they did and never do it again. And would you call that person good? I don't know. You got to be careful when you say good. That's all I'm saying. You just need to be real judicial when you say that. And I believe you. When you say that person that did this thing yesterday is evil, I believe you. I don't know if I completely disagree with you. I'm saying we need to be careful about who we call purely evil or purely good. You'll get fooled every time.
This person looked children in the face and proceeded to take their lives with the intention of skirting any sort of consequences for that. It was a suicide. They were planning to end their life either way. That's what their messages sounded like. So, they went and destroyed the lives of other people, and then didn't face any sort of retribution for it, or have to face the consequences of it because they would have offed themselves anyway.
Okay, this is gonna sound fucked up. So I'm an apostate. Okay, so this is gonna sound weird, maybe coming from an atheist, but isn't God supposed to judge that person? Like it's not our job to judge that person and say whether they're good or evil. We can say they performed an evil act. The very last thing they did was the most vile, evil act I can imagine. And don't get me wrong, I have 2 kids, okay? I wouldn't sneeze at blowing this person's head off if they tried to hurt my kids. Yeah, if I would run, if that was my kid's school, yeah, I'd run in there. I wouldn't call for a stack of 3. I'd run in there guns blazing. And if you take me out, great, but you're going to die too. I don't care about that. I'm saying you need to be careful about what you call evil because you can watch someone do an evil act. And I don't think that we're supposed to judge whether that person's an evil person or not. I don't necessarily believe in those terms. I think it's just a matter of perspective. I'm just as pissed off that this thing happened. You get me? I'm not trying to defend this shooter for God's sakes, but when you say someone's evil, I think that you need to be careful about that because there's many bad things through history that have happened when people were labeled evil. Oh, that's not a person. Am I pissing off the chat?
Pissing off the chat, AJ.
Wow. And I'm the most like militant guy here. This is so weird, but all I'm saying is it's a semantic thing maybe, but you can blow their head off. You can say that was a fearsome act. You can say it was an evil act. For you to judge that person like you're God and say, oh, that's an evil person. Okay. All right. I don't know where that authority comes from. You don't have to be evil for me to shoot you in the head and stop you from murdering children.
I have to disagree.
You don't have to have that label to be correct or right. It doesn't matter. They're gone.
I think they're so
that person's gone, dude. It's not that big a deal.
My foot hurts really bad.
But there you go.
I don't know.
Try to prove to me if something's good or evil. Go ahead. What do you use?
Killing children is evil.
Okay, it's an evil act.
Yeah. It takes an evil person to murder.
Murdering anybody is an evil act.
It takes an evil person to murder.
Are you telling me every person that's killed another person is evil?
That's for God to decide.
Right. So if you're shooting someone,
but to me, that person is evil.
Okay, if you shoot somebody in self-defense, are you an evil person?
I think it's
or are you a good person?
That's in self-defense. Of course,
there's sometimes there's gray area with this. This is not one of those instances where there is gray area with it. If there's self-defense or something like that, that's gray area. That's for God to decide. And this is too, but this one, this one's pretty clear cut, and I'm pretty sure I can predict what God might be thinking on this one. Like, I'm willing to take those odds.
People hurt people. Hurt. That's what Joe Rogan says, guys. Hurt people. So we're gonna have to. I would like to suspend judgment maybe until we read this manifesto. Let's find out what fucked this kid up, shall we?
So are psychopaths just hurt people then?
Yeah, usually. Yeah, some of them are.
Yes.
Usually, you can be born a psychopath or a sociopath and just have a fucking mean streak.
Psychopaths is a legitimate personality disorder.
Yeah.
That you're diagnosed with after.
But enough trauma on a normal person, absolutely.
Yeah, but like a psychopath, one of the characteristics of it is having violent urges, violent compulsions. They're not even if they had a normal, healthy childhood, they still have violent compulsions. So they weren't, even if they weren't hurt by anyone, they still hurt people.
Man,
point.
This conversation's getting really gay, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I see your point.
We were spitting some fire, and now we're just like,
I got here. Let's go off on the tangent with it. So there was tweets saying we shouldn't allow trans people to have firearms. If you check yes on a 4473 form when you're purchasing a firearm. By the way, this person purchased 7 firearms, so we're talking possibly 7 consecutive background checks that they passed every time. A mental patient.
Right.
Okay. So background checks don't do anything. Right. If someone knows they're going to fail it, they're not going to go in and fill out a background check if they have an over 80 IQ. So should this be a disqualifier on a background check? What say you, Ryan?
I wouldn't think so. There's no known link between gender dysphoria or onygonophilia or rapid onset gender dysphoria and increases in violence.
It's a mental illness that was in the DSM-4 for years, and they have a 40% suicide ideation rate. Is that a mental illness? Because on the form it says if you've ever been adjudicated mentally ill, you have to check that box and it disqualifies you from purchase.
Well,
that's a crazy.
I mean, what exactly are we defining mentally ill by if it appears in the DSM?
That is exactly the question I'm asking. It's been migrated from the DSM. They're saying, oh no, this is not a mental illness. You're just trans. It's kind of the I've heard that slogan thrown around in different circles online. They'll just say, oh yeah, you're not mentally ill. You're trans, and then they just leave you alone, and you're not. There's no therapy. There's no mental.
Well, if we're going by the metric of mental illness is something you're diagnosed with out of the DSM,
right?
then neither Josh or I should be able to get a firearm.
Did we just strike that from the stream?
No, I don't care. I'm very clear about the fact that I was diagnosed with bipolar. When
Okay, I believe it's a self-reported form. Okay, so if you lie, I believe it's a Class D felony, and that they've been dinging people in medical marijuana states for that very currently up to this day.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know my saving grace there?
Is it?
I was diagnosed as a 12-year-old with bipolar.
Oh yeah, I don't know if bipolar.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, anyway. No, I think adjudicated mentally. I think you have to go into a facility or something. You got to be.
You have to go to court and be told by a professional.
Yeah. It's got to be on your record.
Yeah.
So you've had to, you're jumping off the bridge and they call the cops and they get you, and that would be a police report there. It'd be something like that. But it's self-reported. If you go in and you go, oh wow, I didn't know this was in the form, and you're just really fucking honest, you could be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have this. I don't even believe in background checks. I'm just saying, It's all self-reported. You can lie all you want. So, I'm just saying it's online. There's a lot of conservative guys that are tweeting out, they should be barred from firearm purchases now because of this. And I'm like, you're doing it.
Yep.
They just made you do it.
Yep.
They flipped you.
Yep.
And
they know what maybe that is the psyop, dude. Maybe they had to get conservatives to get on board with this shit, and the only way to do it was to have the other side be the shooter for once. You know what I mean?
I bet everybody supports background checks now, don't they?
Yeah.
Even though it didn't fucking work 7 times in a row.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense, dude. Maybe that is the psyop. Maybe that's the fucking psyop. You know how I feel about these events, bro. I think everything's a psyop. Honestly. 98% of the shit that they run in the news cycle to me is just a big fucking psyop, dude. Really. I don't believe a word these people fucking say anymore.
Remember when the psyop last week was that Trump was going to get arrested?
That was much more fun.
Yeah, that was a way better
That's
psyop.
gone, by the way. No one's even talking about it anymore. Yeah, it's totally gone. And I think that I explained that on the show on Tuesday last week that I thought that was a psyop entirely funded by Trump himself to take support away from DeSantis. I really do. And at this point, I would almost have to support DeSantis over Trump if I was a Republican. You'd have to be a fucking idiot not to, in my opinion.
I think you're 100% right about that.
You'd have to be a fucking dumb.
I watched the news the next day.
When you weigh the two after the last 4 years, right? When you weigh the two, and one was like, all right, fuck the COVID regime, we're going to fight against this shit. And the other one was like, yeah, Operation Fast Track, get your vaccine. Like, how could you look at one and the other and go, no, we can't do the old guy. We got to go with the new guy. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. 0 sense.
AJ, do you have any thoughts on the TikTok ban bill? Have you read anything about that?
Yeah, let's go into this quickly. Let's go into this quickly because my foot is fucking throbbing right now.
So I had heard that the TikTok CEO used to work for Facebook. So
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was a Chinese name. Sorry, I didn't look too far into it, but I heard that was a possible angle as to why they want to ban TikTok, and that has gained steam, is because it's being pushed by social media on Instagram and Facebook. And so they're getting all these bills out. I'm sure Zuckerberg's like, yeah, absolutely, ban that other social media that's doing better than me, that used to work for me.
Oh yeah, the other social media are all for it because TikTok is the most downloaded app in the world. It's huge. But the things that they're sliding into this bill, it basically makes it a patch to the Patriot Act, where it expands their ability to spy on you and do all sorts of fucking egregious shit.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, under the guise of fucking weighing the playing field for the side of American big tech, we're going to be able to get to spy on you even more legally. Great.
Is TikTok the new Chinese balloon? It's gathering data on us.
It could be.
Maybe they're trying to study how fat American kids are, like the TikTok trends, their dance trends, right? So they could have AI going through the data of all the videos monitoring us. They're like, oh, they're very pudgy and doughy.
It's cute that you think TikTok trends are now like TikTok trends now are dance trends. That's precious.
No, that's just the wholesome stuff. That's just the wholesome stuff on TikTok is great. There's a lot of not wholesome stuff on it though. Right, Ryan?
I've never used TikTok, but I would assume the vast majority of people don't get wholesome stuff on TikTok. It's just kind of this fucking spiral into the deepest parts of mental illness that you can possibly fucking find.
Shout out to Human Scab, one of my top 5s right now. She's great.
Human Scab.
Human Scab. She like talks like this, and she's got weird makeup around her mouth,
Who the
and
fuck
she's
is
got her hair is all ratty.
Who is that?
It's like human. I think it's human.scab2 is her screen name on TikTok.
I'll pull it up.
All right, while you're doing that, there was one other thing that I wanted to bring up that I think is awesome. So someone developed a dating sim that lets you file your taxes.
What?
So you go on dates with like an anime waifu, and throughout the process of the dates, you get all the information you need to file your taxes, but it's only for like single people with no dependents. But if you read like the description of the game and like why they made it, the people just absolutely fucking hate TurboTax, and that TurboTax like fucking lobbies the government so that the entire tax industry gets funneled into them. So they're like, fuck you, TurboTax. We're going to use fucking anime to undercut your industry. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Is it really? Like one of the greatest things.
What in the hell are you talking about?
This is all real.
What does that app do? Explain it again.
So it is a dating sim.
Okay.
So like a visual novel, if you know what that is.
Okay.
It's made on an engine called Ren.Py. So basically, it's a genre of kind of game. It's almost like a choose your own adventure novel, but on the computer there's music and then there's little cutouts. Usually you play the protagonist and there's a number of different girls that you can woo. Yeah, but less mechanics. Generally, it's only just choices that you make. So like dialogue choices, choose your own adventure book. Well, it guides you through step by step doing your taxes in like an entertaining way. So and it apparently does
really
properly.
It's getting really gay.
This generation is doomed.
Really gay.
This generation's doomed, dude.
Yeah. Well,
What is going on?
We're at the Good Times Create.
That's for next time.
We're at the Weak Men Create Bad Times.
Yeah.
Portion of,
exactly
of history. We went from the hard men create good times, and we're at the good times creating weak men now. That's really where we're at.
I don't see people not being miserable while doing their taxes as like a terrible thing.
If you have to have that to do your taxes and not be miserable, dude, then there's something wrong with you, doggy. I'm sorry. That's how it works, bro.
Here's the cool way to do taxes. You bundle your documents and drop them off with someone and drive away. Yeah. That's how taxes are done. We don't use an anime role-playing game to make it entertaining.
Believe it or not.
What the fuck?
I just file my own taxes, bro, every year.
Yeah.
Like, it takes me literally 30 minutes to file my taxes every year, dude.
I paid $800 in penalties because my wife screwed up twice, but who cares?
I just got a $14,000 tax bill, bro. So
if only you had an anime waifu programmed to specifically guide you through your taxes, so you wouldn't have to pay $805.
What a shitty, terrible way to end the show that we have.
Keep these anime cartoons away from my wife.
I thought
we're not your slave,
guys. We're gonna call it. We're gonna call it a show here. We're gonna end it. My foot is like fucking throbbing. Literally, my toes hurt. I thought we had my friend Aviel Oppenheim coming on next week, who wrote The Ethics of Vaccine Passports, a Poor Bargain. But I just looked and it's actually April 27th. It's not Thursday. So we don't have a show on Thursday. We have a show on Thursday, but we don't have a guest. If you have a guest.
I have a couple people that I could reach out to and see.
Okay. Works for me. Well, we'll see you guys on Thursday for another show. Sorry, we have been not doing shows very consistently because of my own shit and because of this fucking copyright shit. I still don't have the last 2 episodes up on the podcast stream yet, so let's hope I can get them up tonight. And I am recording this one, so hopefully it fucking works. I don't know. We'll see. If you hear this today or tomorrow, which is the 28th or 29th, let me know if you can hear all of it. I'd like to know because I'm not going to go back and listen to it. But I love you guys to death. We'll see you on Thursday. You guys got anything before we head out?
I'm not evil.
We don't believe you're evil, buddy. We know.
No, we don't think you're evil. You just don't know what the fuck evil is.
I'm not evil.
Follow me on Twitter at BulldogGamer28. I'm close to 250 followers, which is be pretty cool milestone. I had 79 when I started on the show, so been growing.
Oh, Robert Pena is in here saying, please cover the Unabomber and the Zodiac being the same guy. That's my conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I've talked about that. Yeah. I will definitely. I could put together a whole show on it. Really, I could. I really could. I would have no problem doing that. I do believe that Ted Kaczynski was the Zodiac killer. I really believe that, truly in my heart. He was working at UC Berkeley when that happened, and Fish Ranch Road, which is where we used to go up and Lover's Lane style, where a lot of these happened. Some of these happened. Is literally you could see the Berkeley campus from the top of that thing, bro. I really do believe that it was the same person, but I'll have to really go. I'll really have to go sit down and map that conspiracy theory out because there's a lot of really off the wall shit that I have come to that conclusion with. But I do really believe that Ted Kaczynski was the Zodiac killer. I do believe that.
A lot of evidence for
it. Yeah. But I'll one of these shows I'll cover it. Anyways, guys, I love you to death. I'm gonna go put my foot up because it's fucking swollen up like a fucking softball right now. We'll see you guys on Thursday. I love you to death. Hopefully we'll have a good show for you then. But don't forget to break the cycle.
Due to legal reasons, I just have to explain. The lyrics of my last song may seem to contain a violent call to action in the verse and refrain, but I just meant it in Minecraft. The helicopter part was in reference to GTA 5 and the things you do. So any violence you commit, I am not an excuse because I just meant it in Minecraft. Well, Chipper is my friend and he's constantly cold. Accusations of incitement getting totally old. Make your own choices, yeah, you have control because I just meant it in Minecraft. Obviously, I would never advocate force unless it's due process and a trial, of course. And if you're convicted, we will make you a corpse in Minecraft, just in Minecraft. Good, nothing I mean, you know it. No product finished cause it closed for COVID. Holy shit, I think I'm